one blinded eye, and in return, 10 years of pain and the fury of a god. 10 long years spent far from home. A curse that will not kill you and will not release you, dragging you forward through an Odyssey drowning in suffering. Wrestling with storms out on the open sea, watching one by one as the companions you set sail with die around you. A prophecy you will feel down to the marrow of your bones. If you're ready for a journey like that, then let's begin. You were born Odysseus, king of Ithaca. You are born on Ithaca, a rocky little island where the goats outnumber the people, and the people are mostly goat herds. Your grandfather is Autolycus, the most famous liar and thief in all of Greece, a man who even steals when it's time to name you. He robs you of every single name that means joy or happiness and hands you the one left over, Odysseus, the one who causes and receives pain. Normally, a grandfather leaves you an inheritance, gold, jewels, land. Yours spent his whole life bringing trouble and making enemies of half of Greece, so he leaves you a name to match the family fortune. Lucky you. You grow up fast because on Ithaca, there's nothing else to do. You hunt wild boar on Mount Parnassus, and you come home with a spear in your hand and a reputation for never missing. A friend named Iphitus gives you a great bow, and in your hands, it becomes something no other man can even bend, let alone aim. But your most powerful weapon isn't the spear or the bow, it's your mind. While the other Greek princes are busy being tall, handsome, and catastrophically stupid, you know that a clever word ends more fights than a sharp sword. Then you meet Penelope. While the other girls dress up and paint themselves to look beautiful, her face is beauty itself, and you are so lucky. While everyone chases after Penelope, she chooses you. You marry her, the one person alive who might actually be smarter than you. Life is good. You have a wife, a baby son named Telemachus, and a kingdom so small you could walk across the whole thing before your coffee got cold. And then a letter arrives. Some Trojan prince has run off with the wife of a Greek king, and now every ruler in Greece is legally obligated to go start a war about it. But you do not want to go, and it's not just because you have a newborn son. A prophecy has warned you. If you sail to Troy, you won't return for 20 long years. So you fake insanity. You plow your fields with salt, hoping they'll declare you unfit for service. It almost works, until they put your baby son in front of the plow, and you stop. Busted. Your own cleverness has been used against you, and off to Troy you sail, straight into the 20 years the prophecy promised. For 10 years the war grinds on. 10 years of blood, mud, and heroes dying face down in the sand. Nobody can break the walls of Troy. So you do what you always do. You think. And you build a horse. A giant, hollow wooden horse, stuffed with soldiers, left at the gates like the world's worst gift basket. The Trojans wheel it inside their own city. That night, you climb out and burn Troy to the ground. You won. You are the smartest man alive. Getting home should take a few weeks. It takes 10 years. And the reason isn't one thing, it's a whole pile of them. Let's start at the beginning. First, your men land on the island of the Lotus Eaters, and they eat a flower that erases everything. Home, memory, the very will to leave. They forget they even have a family, and you have to drag them back to the ship kicking and screaming. Then you make a mistake. You lead your men into a giant's cave, hungry and hoping to find food, and the giant comes home. He rolls a boulder across the entrance, a door so heavy no human could ever move it, and starts eating your men alive, 2 at a time. Trapped with no way out, you do the only thing you can. You think. You get the giant blackout drunk on strong wine, and when he asks your name, you tell him it's nobody. Then you drive a sharpened stake into his single eye. He roars for help, and when the other giants ask who's hurting him, he screams, "Nobody is hurting me!" So no one comes. In the morning, you and your men escape by clinging to the bellies of his sheep as he lets them out to graze. You got out, but you couldn't resist. You shout your real name as you sail away, and it turns out his father is Poseidon, god of the sea. So now you're blacklisted by the ocean itself. Your ticket is written, your appeal is denied, your sentence is stamped and torn from the pad. No passage by sea for you. A wind god takes pity and gives you a bag holding every storm wind, so only a gentle breeze can push you home. You are one day from Ithaca. You can see the smoke rising from your own island, when your crew, convinced the bag is full of gold, opens it. Every wind explodes out at once and blows you all the way back to square one. The ancient Greek version of your download hitting 99% and crashing with an error. Then comes the witch. Her name is Circe, and when your starving men stumble to her door begging for food, she feeds them and turns every last one into a pig. You march in to save them, but you don't do it with a sword. The god Hermes hands you a magic herb called moly, and it makes you immune to her spells. Cornered and powerless against you, Circe has no choice but to turn your men back into humans. But before she lets you leave, Circe tells you the price of going home. You must first sail to the land of the dead. So you do the one thing no living man is supposed to do. You cross into the underworld itself and speak with the souls of the fallen. You meet the ghost of a blind prophet who lays out your future like a curse. More suffering, more loss, and a warning to never, ever touch the cattle of the sun god. You see dead friends. You see your own mother, who died of grief waiting for you. And when you reach out to hold her, your arms pass straight through. Some pain even the smartest man alive cannot outthink. Next come the sirens, creatures whose song is so beautiful that any sailor who hears it steers straight into the rocks and dies. You want to hear it and live, so you plug your crew's ears with wax and have them tie you to the mast. You are the only man in history to hear that song and sail away breathing. Then you thread a narrow strait guarded by Scylla, a six-headed monster, and one by one, men are torn from the deck and devoured. Starving and exhausted, your last few men land on an island, the one island the prophet told you to avoid. It belongs to the sun god, and his sacred cattle graze on it. You warn them, you beg them, but while you sleep, they slaughter the cattle and eat. The sun god demands justice, and Zeus himself answers with a thunderbolt that splinters your ship into driftwood. Every man drowns, every single one. You alone survive, because that is your curse. You always survive. The lone survivor of that wreck, you wash up on the island of a nymph named Calypso, a woman very much in love with you, who traps you there for 7 years and will not take "I'm married" for an answer. And slowly, you understand the curse of your own name. You cause pain, and you receive it. You are the last man standing, because everyone standing next to you keeps falling. You finally reach Ithaca, 20 years after you left. But you don't get to walk in and hug your family. Your home is infested with over 100 suitors, arrogant men eating your food and trying to marry your wife, betting on the fact that you're dead. So you disguise yourself as a beggar, and that scar on your thigh, a boar wound from your youth, nearly gives you away to your old nurse. But you make it. You string the great bow no other man can bend, and you take back your home the only way you know how, with an arrow and a plan and absolutely no mercy. You are old now, gray, weathered. You've earned the quiet you always wanted, but the sea is not done with you. Years ago, on the Witch's Island, you fathered a son named Telegonus, a boy you never met. He grows up, sets out to find his father, and lands on Ithaca not knowing where he is. He raids the coast. You come out to fight the stranger, and your own son runs you through with a spear tipped in the poison of a stingray, killing you, exactly as a prophet once warned. Your death would come from the sea. You give your name its full and final meaning, with your life, and with the way that life ends. But that's all right. You are a man forged in pain, a man used to it. You are home now, and even death feels gentle. The game ends here. Rest easy, Odysseus.